and welcome to Snetterton. I'm Amy Green and today we'll be showing races from the Lotus Track Elise Trophy and the brand new Lotus Cup UK Championship. Not only that, but we're going 1,000 miles away to show you races from the Lotus Cup USA.
But before we get down to the racing, we're off to Abu Dhabi, where Nigel Mansell is testing the new Exos track car.
It's a big undertaking, it's a massive project, and to give the taste of Formula One and what it's like to race one of these cars with such an iconic race team as Lotus is, an incredible opportunity.
So much hard work since Vallelunga. We're here already, the car's travelled a lot and we've had a lot of work to do on it.
I've seen the long hard slog that's gone into that and all the burning the candle at both ends, and it's really big day for Lotus as a group.
I raced many Grand Prix with him and I never imagined this situation.
And the late great Colin Chapman is like a second father to me, so to be able to put back now into the Lotus name, which they gave me, my career and my life, is a great privilege. We're going to have a blast this next 2 days.
Drawing on my experience really from Formula One, the car is very similar. The way to develop the car, the birth of the car, the process has been exactly the same. It's just been a case of working hard with all the Lotus engineers, all the people who've developed and designed the car to fulfill its potential. Amazing facility. I've driven it on a simulator before, and I think the people who get to drive the circuit in the 125 are going to find it an amazing experience to drive on a Formula One circuit, the venue where the Formula One World Championship was decided.
Obviously the GT4, we're going to do a bit of a shakedown initially, do probably a few hard laps, see what we've got with some data logging on board, and then I'm going to be taking prospective 125 customers around and making sure they're ready for that car.
We're not just going to give them a car and send them out on their own. We're going to work hard with them to get them to where they want to be and learn from the Lotus drivers and really become a really good and very fast driver through the program.
To go first, second, third, fourth, fifth.
You just pull it flat out, and it works best if you just sort of like flick it back. Give it a shot, mate. You can have a go at both. Yeah, Nigel seems to be having a lot of fun out there. He's definitely not hanging about.
The acceleration, just like a Formula One car, very good. A lot of mechanical grip, which was very pleasing, but on a circuit like this, you need good turn in and good traction. So no, everything was very pleasing, and it was nice to get a flow, and the car actually had a nice balance in the corners.
The process has been on the motorsport way. We decide a model, we design it, we build it, and now we have it.
Awesome job. It feels identical to a Formula One car. I gave it the berries out the corners, and the track is awesome. You've got to get used to it where the corners are going. But I mean, just be very sensible and careful with it, but you'll enjoy it. I mean, it's fabulous. No, I want more time.
Felt very safe.
From the heat of Abu Dhabi to an all-new Snetterton 300 circuit for 2011, where the Lotus Track Elise qualifying session saw Luigi Valentino Mazza in second place and poleman Ken Savage. Amy's with them both now.
Looking good. What do you think of the track?
The track's lovely, really enjoying the new infield. It's some of the corners are much quicker than you think they might be. Just about getting the car in and keeping your foot in.
Brilliant. What about you, Luigi?
Yeah, no, the track's fantastic actually. I think they've added some really good sort of infield sections which will probably help the S1s, so hopefully that will suit, and good overtaking potential as well. So looking forward to it.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
A huge grid of Lotus Track Elise Trophy drivers tempted out for the inaugural meeting on the Snetterton 300 circuit. Pole position going to Ken Savage. Alongside him, the rookie star of 2010, Luigi Valentino Mazza. Steve Quick takes third. John the Master an excellent fourth, with Ben Hyland and Stuart Rowland rounding out the third row of the grid.
So the long winter break is over, and we're here today for the first races of 2011 in the Lotus Track Elise Trophy.
Thanks, Amy. We're just about ready for the off with the all-yellow front row. Away we go. And who makes this jump? Well, it's Ken Savage from pole position in the Perry's car who takes the early advantage as Matza moves across the inside circuit, trying to cover off Steve Quick. They fan out, going very wide in the midfield as they go to Riches, and cars going everywhere, and that's Sean Nash is going to the barrier. Left of the circuit, Tanya Mann, Adam Busey as well, also involved. Several cars have gone off, and the track, well, that's going to be a safety car, if not a red flag, because there are cars all over the place. Certainly 4 of them, 5, 6, 7 involved, but it's Savage, as we go back to the race, who's leading through the new infield section here at Snetterton. Through the Montreal hairpin they go, and you can see the first 10 or so cars have got through unscathed. Then there's a bit of a gap back into the pack, and yes, the recovery team's on the scene as the red flag perhaps inevitably goes out. Well, that's not the start season Adam Busey wants. Now let's watch it again. It's just too many cars fanning out on the first day of school. Sean Nash, that's a big impact for him into the Armco barrier, and then you can see Tanya Mann spinning just in the back of the picture in the red car, and Adam Busey as well coming to the foreground in the sky blue machine. They probably had the worst of the incident, although several others involved and eliminated as well. Well, the spectators on the new banking, wasn't quite what they bargained for as we go for the restart. And again, it's Ken Savage who streaks into the early advantage. Matt's into second, then John Lemaster up into third position. Stuart Rowland in fourth. It's Steve Quick who's rather had the worst of that start. He's down to fifth position through Riches for the first time. On this restart goes Ken Savage. Everybody else squabbling over second position as they accelerate up to the new Montreal hairpin. The right hand to the same radius as the hairpin on the Canadian Grand Prix circuit, hence its name. It's a good move from Stuart Rowland up the inside of Craig Devon in the bright orange machine. So Rowland gains position. Steve Quick and Ben Hyland also looking to gain ground. Through Palmer goes the race leader. Matt's keeping company then. Third and fourth, John Lemaster and Stuart Rowland. They're running very close together. Everybody else streaming through. Vital Chahun just making a move around the outside of Simon Jones in the 89 machine. Into Agostini go the race leads, and Luigi Valentino Mazza homing in on to the tail of Ken Savage. Up to the very quick left-hander at Hamilton they go for the first time. I've asked him, we've got a spin in the midfield, can see the smoke, can we see the car? Well, we will in a moment, possibly when he recovers, as the leading duo make their way into Oggies, the slightly slower right-hander, but then that sets them up for the short sprint to Williams, and another right-hander leading them on to the Bentley straight. As Rowland's made his way past John Lemaster up into third position. Steve Quick there in fifth place. Quick, another driver who's come to racing relatively recently, as it's Craig Devon it was who had that spin, as Rowland looks to the inside of Matza, as coming out of Nelson goes the race leader Ken Savage. Rowland unable to make that move stick on Luigi Valentino Mazza, and that could bring John Lemaster and Steve Quick into the fray, into the bomb hole, one of the few corners unchanged here at Snetterton for 2011, and then on to the now much tighter Coram curve. The entry is still the same, but then as we watch Ken Savage coming through, the corner tightens, then that leads into the slightly more open Murray's, which Ken Savage gets all wrong, outbrakes himself, and Luigi Valentino Mazza, as they come onto the centre straight, will surely be homing in on his tail. Phil Stratton-Lake leading the rest of the midfield runners through. As ever, a huge grid in the very, very well supported Lotus Track Elise Trophy. Varying lines and ambitions through Murray, but everybody cleanly through. As we go through the bomb hole once more with the race leaders. Now, what can Luigi Valentino Mazza do through Coram Curve? Will he be able to pressure Ken Savage into making an error? Well, Ken has looked superb thus far this weekend here at Snetterton. He dominated free practice, dominated qualifying. Mazza not quite close enough to challenge, but Savage gets it all wrong. Across that concrete lip he goes, and so Luigi Valentino Mazza takes over the lead of the opening race of the 2011 season, and that was very much the error, I'm afraid, from Ken Savage. Although Savage able to hold Stuart Rowland off as they make their way into Riches once more on towards Montreal. And now will Savage be able to repass Luigi Valentino Mazza? Mazza, a race rookie in 2010, showed his chops from the outset, having a superb dice in his first ever car race with Martin Donnelly, but through goes Savage around the outside into Palmer. Great manoeuvre there from Ken Savage, nothing that Mazza could do. Mazza runs wide as well on the exit, so as they come down towards Agostini, plenty of dicing still going on in the midfield. Wherever you look, there are dices going on the circuit, as the leaders making their way into what were the S's. It's now Brundle and Nelson, 2 distinct corners. Out of Nelson they come. So it's still Ken Savage from Matza, then Stuart Rowland and Steve Quick, who has dispensed with John Lemaster. So these cars really breaking away at the head of the field. Again, Matza pressurising as we've got a great battle going on here. Vital Chahun and Neil Livesey. Livesey obviously sporting some battle scars from that early race incident. Chahun holding off as Outer Murray's for the final time goes Ken Savage, and Savage streaks up, he takes the flag, claims the opening win in the 2011 Lotus on Track Elise Trophy. Luigi Valentino Matza takes third. Second and third place goes to Stuart Rowland. Ken Savage receiving the acclaim of the crowd. So there's the classification. Savage taking the win from Matza, Rowland in third, Steve Quick in fourth, John Lemaster in fifth, and then Phil Stratton-Lake taking an excellent sixth position as our top 3 drivers celebrate on the podium.
Ken, congratulations on winning your race today.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome. I see you had Luigi on your back a lot of the time. How did you manage to keep him away?
Well, Luigi's an old adversary, so I know his moves, and it's just a question of a bit of defensive and keeping the pace up.
I see you couldn't quite catch up with Ken. Tell me about it.
Yeah, there wasn't much laps left because of the first corner incident on the first run, but I think we only had 4 laps, and it was just putting him under pressure and getting him to make a mistake. And he made a few, but he kept it together, so it was quite hard, and there was pressure from the back as well. So I think really my excuse on that one is there wasn't enough laps, so thank you.
Well, you came from 6th to 3rd.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was a hard battle?
Yeah, so much happened in such a short space of time in that race. I'm glad I've got an onboard video so I can just recapture what happened, because I think I was swapping places with Steve Quick and Luigi, and it was really great safe racing, I think.
Thank you.
That was our first incident pack race of 2011. Please join us after the break for a lot more racing.